The dead are buried to rest in peace. My husband, gone 41 years, returned. 6 months ago, he knocked on my door. This isn't a warm reunion or love tale. It's a story of a secret hidden for decades, a truth that broke more than it healed. I'm Clara Mae Johnson, 70, not the naive 25-year-old he left. This is about justice, not waiting, and a cruel deception that forced a choice no wife or mother should face. Before I share, hit subscribe and comment where you're watching from, as some truths must be told. In 1978, I was a 23-year-old working-class girl in Macon, Georgia. Life was simple. I worked at the Peach Blossom Mill, lived with my parents, and loved Saturday tea with friends Ellen and Grace. My father, George, fixed cars. My mother, Lila, sold jams. Sundays were for family dinners with Patsy Cline's tunes and my grandma Vera's pecan pie. Courtships where proper suitors needed approval. I was independent, earning $90 a week, in no rush to wed. On April 5, 1978, I met Thomas Lee Carter, 27, from Tennessee, at the mill. He was tall, charming, with blue eyes that lit up when he smiled. He worked in shipping, always near my station. By May, we shared dreams and family stories. In June, he asked my father to court me. Sundays, he brought roses for my mother. After 6 months, we got chaperoned diner dates. On my 24th birthday, Thomas proposed by Lila's garden. We wed on May 10, 1979, in St. Luke's Church, dancing to Stand By Me at our backyard party. The first 3 years were joyful. We lived in a small Macone house, walking to work, talking under the stars. Thomas was kind, gifting me necklaces on paydays. In March 1981, I was pregnant. Thomas was thrilled, talking to my belly, vowing to teach our child baseball. Our son, Thomas Lee Jr., Tommy, was born on November 5, 1981. Early days were happy, with Thomas helping at night, adoring our son. In May 1982, things changed. Thomas stayed out late, blaming mill delays. By July, he came home drunk, cold, and distant. He yelled at Tommy once, breaking my trust. His drinking drained our savings. By September, he barely spoke, giving less for bills. I confronted him. He promised change that never came. In October, his boss, Mr. Hayes, confirmed Thomas's absences and alcohol issues. That night, Thomas said he was leaving for work in Savannah, promising to return. Next day, he kissed us goodbye, took a bag, and left. I never saw him again until 6 months ago. At 24, I was alone with Tommy. Thomas sent a letter from Savannah with $60. Another came in January 1983 from Mobile with $70, mentioning jobs. Over 6 months, 4 letters arrived with small sums. Then, silence. In August 1983, a John Reed wrote, claiming Thomas was injured. My reply was, returned address unknown. Fearing the worst, I left Tommy with Lila and went to Mobile. For 3 days, I searched factories and bars. A worker said Thomas owed smugglers money. Heartbroken, I returned, assuming he was dead. In 1987, my father urged me to declare Thomas legally dead. It took 18 months, needing letters and proof of my search. The judge let me move on as a widow, without a grave. I worked as a seamstress for $25 a week, hands sore from work. In 1986, I got a school kitchen job, earning $470 monthly. The principal, Mrs. Cole, pushed me to finish high school at night. In 1990, at 34, I graduated, Tommy cheering. I got a city hall job for $880 a month, finding stability. By 1994, I bought a small house with a loan. Tommy excelled, earning a college scholarship. In 1998, I met Henry Shaw, a widowed teacher. We married in 2000. Henry was kind, respecting my strength. We had 15 happy years until his death in 2015 from a heart issue. At 61, I grew my jam business and loved Tommy's kids. Thomas was a faint memory until January 2025, when a gray-haired man knocked. "Clara, it's Thomas," he said. I froze, seeing his blue eyes. Shaking, I made tea. He admired Tommy's graduation, my wedding, to Henry, my grandkids. He said he fled Mobile in 1983 after a smuggling deal failed, fearing death. Ashamed, he worked odd jobs, thinking I was better off. In 1997, he saw me with Henry and stayed away. In 2021, illness drove him to seek forgiveness. I was torn, glad he wasn't dead, furious at his silence. Tommy refused to meet him. Thomas's calls persisted, but his story felt off. Why no contact? I demanded we verify his ID at the county office. His shaky ID and nerves raised doubts. The clerk, Mrs. Lane, found mismatches in his records. Thomas, now leaving for Charleston, confirmed my suspicions. I confronted him with his letters and photos. He admitted he was John Reed, Thomas's smuggling partner. Thomas died in 1983, killed in a smuggling deal. John wrote the 1983 letter to spare me. Seeing my success, he posed as Thomas to scam me. Furious, I vowed justice. I planned to trap John. Tommy wanted police, but I sought more. At his motel, I learned from Mrs. Ellen about his shady calls. My brother Mark, from the DA's office, confirmed John's crimes: fraud, identity theft, extortion. Mrs. Lane noted similar widow scams. My grandson Liam set up cameras in my living room. I made fake bank statements to bait John. Mark and Mrs. Lane watched from the kitchen, Tommy ready to call deputies. I invited John, claiming Tommy and I wanted to help. He brought roses, eager to scam. I showed the fake statement, acting weak. John asked about Tommy's money, showing his intent. I pressed him on his silence. His vague answers exposed lies. He couldn't recall our wedding details. Tommy, Mark, and Mrs. Lane confronted John with his recorded lies. He admitted he was John Reed, part of a scam ring targeting widows. He'd defrauded a widow, Sarah Holt, who lost $390,000 and died. Mark outlined John's tactics, studying obituaries, posing as the dead. An arrest warrant for Sarah's case sealed his fate. Deputies arrested him, as I vowed to expose his crimes. John's trial in June 2025 gave him 11 years for fraud and conspiracy, with $510,000 in damages. His confession took down a 6-person ring. My story went viral, called Grandmother Stop's Scam Ring. Women wrote, inspired to protect themselves. One in Charleston stopped a scam, citing me. At 70, I'm stronger. I run my jam business, love my grandkids, and know my worth. I found peace knowing Thomas died trying to return. My lessons: it's never too late to fight. Age brings wisdom and strength. Criminals misjudge the elderly, ignoring our grit. Family is unstoppable. My son, brother, and allies were my shield. Strategy beats haste. Planning trapped John. Justice heals. I protected others, not just myself. Older women are forces. Society overlooks our might. You're never done growing. I found my warrior. Age is strength. Patience outshines youth's rush. To women over 50, you're warriors. Your scars prove strength. Trust your gut. Seek help. Know your worth. I was Clara the abandoned, Clara the widow, now Clara the unstoppable. That power's in you. Subscribe, comment where you're from, and let's build a fierce community. God bless.